Yeah, I mean, I feel like you've found this success. Early on, a little bit of a struggle, but do you feel that you're close or at the form you were last year?
Yeah, I feel I'm getting better. Right before the break, I felt like I was in really good conditioning shape and really had my legs, which allows me to just play freely. I think, like historically, I feel like the second half I kind of get in my groove and start finding my way, and I find that I'm starting to get to that point again. Yep.
I feel like you are a very candid player, a very honest player.
Mm-hmm.
How much would you attribute the start of the season to pressure, being the captain and having that role?
Yeah, it is different. Obviously, when you're up and coming and trying to like make it on your own, it feels like you're playing a little bit more. I don't want to say selfishly, but when you wear a letter, things change definitely, and everything becomes team first and trying to implement a style and play a way that the other younger guys and stuff will look up to, whether that be something as simple as just like changing in the ozone and trying to set up the next line. Just little things that will hopefully lead to more team success in the long run and maybe step down in personal success. And I think maybe trying to find that balance at the beginning of the season I was struggling with. But I've been in this position before at different levels, and I've learned a lot. And I think I have probably the first year that I've been a leader in some other spots have taken a step down. And if you're looking at numbers, just like straight production. But that's just part of being a leader, I think, yeah.
You've put the team first, and the team is a point out of first right now. When you look at this success as a collective, how exciting is it to just be at the rink every day and lead the group that you've been leading?
Yeah, they're making it easy on me this year. Life is better when you're winning. Practices are better. Mood at the rink is better. Everyone's excited. The energy's great. And this year has just been such a fun group to be a part of. Winning as much as we have has, like I said, has made my job easy. Being a leader of a winning organization is much easier than trying to figure out the problems of a losing organization. And thankfully, I'm in a good spot right now.
This group is almost 50 games in, and you've been out of maybe two that come to mind, maybe three all year.
One. Oh, as a team, you're saying?
Yeah,
I thought you were saying that I've missed one.
No,
okay.
No, I'm thinking because, like, in terms of performances, like,
okay.
Charlotte,
Yeah. Yep.
But, like, collectively as a team, you're in it every night. Can you explain confidence? Because it feels like this group there's something about them that not every team has.
Yeah, I agree 100%. That's like the magical question I think that every manager, coach, and player is trying to figure out is what is that? Because you can see it and you can feel it, but it's hard. It's not like tangible to like be like, oh, it's exactly this. So there's not an exact answer, I don't think, but we got together early in the preseason and we're lucky enough to play some NHL games, and I think it started from there. We played some really good teams. That game in Columbus was basically a full NHL roster, and I think that brought us closer together, and we saw how talented we were as a group early in the season, and that if we bought into the style that the coaches wanted us to play, that would lead to success. And I think we've seen since the beginning of the year that it works, like that we're extremely talented, and then when we take care of the puck and we get leads and we don't risk it, we can just shut teams down. And it's like a flywheel or snowball effect of like you win, you see what works, you play with maturity, and you win again. And like next thing you know, you're 30-12 or whatever we are, and it's just almost like a winning habit. You know what works. There's obviously going to be some ups and downs. You can't win every game, and there's going to be some stinkers, like you said, where you lose 5 or 6-1 or whatever those games were. But I think we've been resilient in the way that we bounce back and respond to those losses. There's not too many stretches that I can think in my mind where we've lost 2 or 3 in a row and can't figure it out. We seem to get back to playing the way that we know that we or the way that we know what it takes to win.
I don't know how many teams in hockey will reference preseason as a reason for their success at the end of the year, but Leo, like what you just said about those Sabres games, Leo was talking about that a couple days ago on Sabres Live. I mean, really, how it seems like that was massively impactful for this group.
Yeah, I think it was.
We're still talking about it in February.
I know. It was such a unique opportunity, right? Like to get everyone together basically 3-4 weeks before anyone else. I think we just saw like how talented we were as a group early, and just the belief in what we have in the room probably just started growing from that point. Yeah, I mean, we've got all the pieces. Again, I think it really just comes down to playing like a mature style of hockey. Our forward group is unbelievable. The amount of first rounders and highly skilled players. We have veteran presence to play the game the right way, and then the back end is just like so deep. Goaltending obviously speaks for itself. It's been unreal. Like we just kind of have all the pieces. It comes down to just sticking to the game plan and buying in, and I think that it's been working, and that's why we're having so much success, is because we have the right pieces.
Last question I'll ask you is 6 been around the block a little bit. 3-on-3s are not new to you. Maybe for some of these guys they are. Walk me through the conditioning and the ability to. I know it's one game at a time, but just how these weekends tend to progress and evolve, and sometimes physically devolve as you're kind of running on fumes come Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, they're challenging. Most guys have played in them before. I think that we're at the point in the year where every point really you can see in the standings matters so much. We're playing all North Division teams, so there's always a lot of energy between these matchups. I think the message just becomes like short shifts, don't get too extended. Not that you're trying to save it, but just playing smart, saving fuel and energy where you can. I think that's kind of the message. It's funny though, like it feels like even though on the back end of these things you're running on fumes and maybe a little bit more like injury prone, you almost just have like an adrenaline rush. Come Sunday, you're like, holy cow, I can't believe I'm playing another game. But like, for me personally, I feel like I have my legs on those days, and I do think it's just like an adrenaline thing.